everything. Legs, knees and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Good morning, everyone. Hey, cool. So we're going to get straight into it. We're going to do 10 air squats, warming up our legs a little bit. So today's focus is going to be leg strength with a little bit of twist with knees and shoulders. It's quite difficult not to say knees and toes. Yeah, see, even you thought about it.
Especially when you start with the giggle.
Yeah, I know, you know, it's just this pause after it. You're kind of leading up to it. Everyone knows. Cool. We're going to do fold overs. So lying on our back, using one of the weights that we have to anchor ourselves overhead, and then bringing our feet over our body. And 10 reps of this. So if you're new to the stream at all, one thing we encourage is if you need to repeat the instructions or follow back, you're more than welcome to go back 30 seconds or pause the video so that you may try and look at the exercises yourself. But I try to explain it quite a bit, but it may just be a little bit quick because we're trying to move through the class at a reasonable pace. Cool. 10 of these, bringing our hips over, slowly lowering our back and down. Cool, letting the weight come out. We're going to do leg swings now. Cool, just finding somewhere so I can swing my legs forward, give them a nice stretch. Get about 10 leg swings, both forwards, backwards. Excuse me. Cool, leg swings out to the side. So you can use a wall to help you just stay upright, get that leg swinging a little bit further. 10. If you don't have any of the equipment that's listed, don't feel like you can't complete the work. I'll give you alternatives that allow you to get it completed in some way. 10, cool. So walking good mornings, we're going to take a step, bend down, brush our hands as close as we can to the floor, get a dynamic stretch through the back of our legs. Step forward, swing down. Yours might not be as far, so yours might be something like that, but try to keep your legs straight, lean forward over your hip. And try and aim to get that feeling of stretch. You can hold your tummy, pulse a little bit if you like. Cool. All right, so from here, we're going to move into the main exercises for today's class. What I'd like you to do is complete that warm-up round once more through. So 10 fold overs lying on your back, like such. Another 10 leg swings in each of the directions. So leg swings forward, left and right. Ten times. leg swings out to the side. 10 times. It's a little bit trickier because I don't have a wall. And then about 10 walking lunges. Walking good morning, sorry. And if you can brush your hands down. Get that little stretch. Trying to keep that front leg straight as possible. Cool. So we're going to do a focus on partial range of our squat. So it's sometimes known as a bench squat. What we do essentially is give ourselves a target to squat down to that's going to limit our range and focus on partial range of motion and developing strength and control in that partial range as well. So we often do squat to our best full depth all the way up and down, which is very, very valuable for us. But working at a partial rep range will also help with any inconsistencies in that full range of motion. So I'm going to demonstrate with the bench that I have behind me, and we're going to do this 5 times. So you don't need to have a bench. You might be able to use a small stool or a chair, and depending on your height, you'll have to either raise it or lower it. But the range that we want to be squatting down at is where my legs or my thighs and quads get close to parallel. Okay, and that's the place that I want to hold that position. So if I'm using the bench here, pushing it out behind me, my bum's going back, and just when I feel it kiss there, that's where I want to hold, and hold here for 3 seconds. Good, and then come back up. So the timing for this is going to be 1 second at the top. It's going to be 3 second going down, a 3 second pause at the bottom, and then a 1 second ascent back to the top. So we're just going to warm up with that without any weight load. Like I said, if you don't have a squat rack, I just got this because it was available to us, you can put a backpack with some heavy items in it, like a water bottle or books, and you can use that as your overload of weight, but it's just very valuable. You can do this with air squats as well, but progressive overload is a little bit more valuable. So 1 second at the top, 3 seconds going down, 2, 3, getting that kiss position, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 second going back up. I was a little bit further forward, back than I'd like, so I've walked forward just so the back of my glutes are touching that target position. So going down, 3, 2, 1, hold, good, 3, 2, 1, and back up again. Good, do that for 3 more reps. Cool. So 1 second at the top, 3 seconds going down, 2, 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and stand back up. Good. 1 more rep. Down. 3, 2, 1, and hold. 1, 2, 3, and back up again. Cool. So we're going to use that bench squat with 1 second at the top, 3 seconds down, 3 second pause, and then 1 second back up for our main focus, and that's 5 reps. And we're also going to do Jefferson curls. So using a stool and a weight of some kind. I'll demonstrate without the weight. I'm going to roll my chin to my chest, bring my shoulders forward, and then try to articulate my spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, going down. And I'm going to pause, gently pulse, and then try to curl my spine back up, squeezing my glutes here and my bum as I uncurl my spine all the way to the top. And we're going to do that for 5 reps, and it should take you about 5 seconds to go down. Going back up should be around about the same tempo as well. Okay, cool. So we're going to start. So I'm going to be using this barbell for a little bit of a progressive overload. This is only 20 kilos. For more experienced people, if you have a squat rack, you can go a bit heavier. For those a bit new to this, you can do it air or with body weight instead of any overload, and that's fine. But it's really valuable for our knees to work in this partial range and control it up, maintain the position, control it down, maintain the position, then control it back up again. Cool. So we're going to start our first reps. Cool. So I've figured out where my position for my feet should be. About here. Pause 1 second at the top. 3-second descent. Find that target. 1, 2, 3, and back up. So I shouldn't be sitting on it. It should be more of just like your, I use the sensation kiss, but maybe, you're gently having to lean against it and just find it as a bit of a target to meet. Good. 3 seconds down. Three-second hold and back up. Cool. I think that was 5 reps. I'm really bad at this, counting my reps. We've all been there, but I trust you'll be able to do yours. So we don't want to sit on our target, whatever the prop that we're using, or the bench or a stool or a pillow or a cushion or whatever. Yeah, we just want that contact, and we want our legs to be fairly horizontal in this position. We don't need to go below that 90-degree angle. Cool, we're going to come over for our Jefferson curl, pick up our weight. This can be a moderate weight, doesn't have to be too heavy. This here is only, it's only 9 kilos, but anywhere between 6 to 10 is fine. Certainly if you've got lower back issues, maybe start with lower weight. And if you've been doing Jefferson curls for some time, you can progressively overload a little bit. So we're completing 5 reps, chin to chest, shoulders forward. Squeezing my bum as I come back up. Back up to the top. Taking a breath, chin to chest, shoulders forward. Good, 3. So going down, 3, 4, 5. Little pulse at the bottom here, and then coming back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't have to go on a very tall or elevated platform here, especially if your hands don't get too close to the floor. So you could be doing this on the floor. I'm just using an elevated platform because I'm able to extend my hands a little bit lower than my feet. Cool. Stepping down from our platform and returning to the bench squat. So these are the 2 exercises that we're going to be doing for 5 sets. I might cut us off a little bit earlier so we move on to the next group of exercises, but you can continue for the 5 sets as well. So if you need at all to pause the video and return to the instructions at the beginning, or if you need to modify it at all, that's fine, and I'll just keep talking through while I perform my reps so that you can get a bit of information at the same time. Cool, so 1 second at the top, nice and tall, bum tucked underneath me. I drive my knees out to the side, 3-second descent here. I feel my bum touch my target, 3 seconds, come back up. Try to have a little awareness of where your feet should be every time. I usually get a little bit of chalk and draw a little mark where my feet should be. This makes it easier to return to the same position every time. And I had to adjust slightly in that last rep. It was a little bit too far forward. Good, back up again. 3 seconds down. Back up again. Last rep. Driving my hips backwards, knees push out to the sides. Carefully go down, control until I get that target touch. 3 seconds, stand up tall. Cool, returning to my Jefferson curls. Chin to chest, shoulders round forward, and we lower down slowly over 5 seconds, trying to control the descent as much as possible. And then slight pulse at the bottom as we curl back up over another 5 seconds. Cool. So like I said, if you don't have a squat rack, you can use a backpack full of weights. You could also just find a heavy kettlebell or a weight and just hold that to your chest, maintain that position. If you have a child or a brother or sister, you can hold them or get them on your back to perform this as well. But you can also do this body weight. So it's very valuable just to control that partial range of motion and get very strong at that, as well as our full range, both air squats and full back squats. Cool, so setting up, I made a little mental note of where my feet go so that I'm touching the target in the consistent position. 1 second at the top, hips go back, knees out to the side, 3-second descent. Touch my target, 3 seconds, stand back up. 3-second descent. Come back up. Come back up. 1 second at the top. Three-second pause. 1 second back up. Three-second descent. 3-second pause. 1 second back up. Cool, back to our Jefferson curls. Cool, chin to chest, shoulders forward, 5-second descent. Small pulse at the bottom, and then coming back up. Five-second descent. Back up, last rep. Little pulse at the bottom. Curling, chin to chest, squeeze my bum, straight legs. All the way back up. Cool. So we've together completed 3 sets of those exercises. I'd like you to complete 2 more sets. So you can pause the video, or you can just rewind it a little bit so that you're still working with me. That's totally fine, but I'm going to start moving on to the next group of exercises now. So I'm going to clear this out of the way. All right, so we're going to take our mat to somewhere we can find an anchor point. So I've got an anchor point here on these stall bars, which is around about chest height, and I'll show you the motion that we're going to be doing. Going to be doing leg flexion, quad flexion. So I want to try and keep my body from my shoulders to my knees in one straight line, and I'm going to lean back like this, and you can see that my torso through my body is quite straight. Now that's having a mat under your knees or having a soft cushion will allow you to feel a little bit more confident going back. Also, you have plantar flexion in the ankle, so they're getting a bit of a stretch here. And what the band is for is just to allow us to go a little bit further with loading our quads and our legs, as well as having a bit of a safety mechanic in case we get a little bit scared. So if you've not done this before, please take your time, go slowly, good, find your range, and then come up controlled. So I would encourage a short pause at each rep as you go down, doing between 6 to 8 reps here. Good, and that pause is really, really valuable to just hold for at least a second and then come up controlled. And notice I'm not breaking my position here, so my hips don't bend either forward or back. I should be squeezing my bum in this position. I should be feeling my quads doing a lot of work to control this range as well, and then coming back up. Cool. So 6 to 8 reps here, and then back up. Awesome. Cool. So from here we're going to do shouldered rotations. I've got 2 small weights here, and what we're going to do, so I'm just going to put this microphone in the back of my pants so I don't hit it. Okay, so we're going to get these weights here, and I'm going to rotate them in. Feel a big stretch as I internally rotate through my shoulders. Then I'm going to open with the weights and externally rotate through my shoulders and my scapula as well. And this again, about 6 to 8, going reasonably slow, feeling the stretch in my arms and my shoulders all the way through my tendons, my muscles. So 1 rotation forward and back is 1 rep. Oh, so it's my 3rd rep. Yeah, it's getting a bit of stretch. It's pulling our scapula down, depressing our shoulders. It's also working through internal rotation and protraction, and then also retraction and internal rotation. I meant the other way around actually. Protraction and internal rotation, depression, or retraction and external rotation. 4. And your head can be wherever you like, wherever's comfortable. Try and have it in a reasonably neutral position. When I protract, I like to let my shoulders drift forward and nod my head, lower my head slowly a little bit to the ground. And then with opening up, I like to rise my head a little bit as well. Turning, rotation in, squeeze in this position. Good, and then opening. Cool, for 6 reps. Awesome. We're going to hang for 30 seconds. So finding somewhere easy to hang. Perhaps you have a hanging bar at home or a set of rings. And I'm just going to count in my head for 30 seconds here, letting my shoulders drift up through my ears, my head coming to rest in between my shoulder muscles. 10 seconds down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. All right, from here, we're doing knee circles. So I'll do them on my back facing the camera. Kind of looks a little bit like a beetle on its back or a cockroach on its back. Now take these very slowly, but what you're thinking of doing, either with extension of my feet, so toes pointed, or dorsiflexion, feet tilted back, flat foot, you're trying to draw circles with your feet. So either toes pointed, or you can have your feet upright. Doesn't matter, you can alternate, doesn't mind. My shoulders and my head are off the floor, so I get a little bit of abdomen work here. And I'm going to try and draw circles 30 times inward, contralateral. So one leg moving or in opposition to the other. Cool. So 30 reps here. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to reverse that for 30 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So we want to try and make the circles as big as possible. So if you're finding that one leg is making a little bit of a sausage shape, like this, see how this leg's kind of being a bit janky while this leg is doing bigger circles? Try and make an observation of that. So we've done opposition inward and outward. Now we're going to do together 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5. 30 reps, 15 each side. Now we're going to do opposite. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 30 reps in total. Cool, so those are our knee circles. Those are our 4 exercises that we're doing. So we're going to try and repeat that for about 5 to 6 sets. But like I say, if you need to pause the video at all or refresh what you're doing, the exercises, that's fine, you can go back. I'll still continue to talk through them, but I'll probably only do about 3 rounds before giving you the last bit of exercises for the day. So back over to our quad flexion. So for our quads, kneeling position. Trying to keep everything from my knee to my shoulder in a straight line. Using the band for a little bit of help here. Going back, hold, and then returning back to upright position. Trying to press my feet into the floor to come back up rather than using the band. So go back. The band gives me a little bit of confidence to go further. Hold, press, and then use my feet to drive into the floor to bring my body up. But I'm not bringing my chest at a faster rate than my hips coming up. It's all in one maintained position. Go back and back up again. Go down, hold, and back up again. 5, hold, back up again. Good. And so if we weren't using the band, it'd look a little bit like this, and back up, significantly more difficult. So use the band and make it accessible. And then if you'd like to challenge yourself, try without the band, but the band will at least allow you to go a little bit deeper and hold that position. The isometric hold is really valuable as well. Not just about going down, and also keeping the quality of the rep so that you're maintaining a lockout or a straight body between your shoulder all the way to your knee. Cool, we have rotations here now. Cool, so I'm just going to pop my cord away. So picking up your weights. These can be water bottles, can be bags of rice, You can be very creative. I'm sure a lot of people were very creative with their exercise equipment during Corona and during our isolation periods. Hopefully you are watching this during a time where it is a little bit less restrictive, but certainly if it does end up, at least we have these exercises and workouts we can be doing at home to great effect. 6 to 8 reps here. Internal rotation, protraction of the shoulders. Good. Turning out. External rotation, retraction of the scapula. Rolling through, protraction and internal. Fourth rep. You can actually do this one with like very light weights as well, and work more on, rather than letting the weight turn, working on very strict muscle activation, kind of like in Pilates, where you really squeeze everything, put all your intention into it. If you've ever followed Bruce Lee, he did a lot of bodyweight exercises and grew very strong just because of all that intention input into his exercises. So we can replicate the same thing just by putting that intention into it, squeezing as we turn down and around. Same if we do it up at the top here. And really thinking about what's moving from the humerus, your deltoid, elbows, wrists. Okay, so you can try and visualize what you're doing as well. Cool, back to hanging. 30 seconds. Cool, and I'm just going to count in my head, allow you to do the same. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Lying on our back for our knee circles. So like I said earlier, you can alternate between extended or flexed foot position, plantar flexion, versus dorsiflexion. I like to just point your toes. This time I'm going to do it with my toes pointed, so we're going to do opposite circles, going inward 30 times. 1, 3, 4, 5, shoulders off the ground. 10, looking at my circles, making sure they're nice and pretty and even. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, reverse, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then together, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, whoops, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool, 30 reps done. Try and get through one more round of that quickly before I'm going to cut the stream off so that I can move into the next set of exercises. But like I said, you can do 5 to 6 rounds of these exercises. So pushing into the floor with our feet, using the band for a little bit of assistance, going back, hold, and then press back up using your feet driving into the floor. And a 1 second pause at each of those, at whatever position you're going to. 4, 5, and 6. Cool. Over 2 rotations for the shoulders. So I'm going to do this without the weight this time and just show you that you can get quite a bit of work. So rotate inwards, squeezing, turn, open my shoulders, try to tuck my tailbone so it's not poking backwards, tucked underneath me. Rotating forward, pushing my arms down, squeezing, opening up and out. Good. Turning in. Out. 2, 3. Good. Turning out. 5. And 6. Good. 30 seconds of hanging. Good. I'm going to just drift from side to side. You can always be creative with your hanging as well. You can switch from pronated to supinated. You can mix in one arm hanging or hanging where you release and then regrip. With the rings, it's quite nice to just drift from side to side, and I'm active through my scapula in controlling how much it's swinging, so I can slow down the swings like this, or I can build the swings back up simply by putting more tension and resistance through my scapula. Cool. Last one, we'll go back to our knee circles. So try to keep an eye on your feet, make sure that both of them are doing nice, pretty circles. For me, I got a little bit distracted by watching the camera in the stream that I forgot to count the reps, or I counted more. 9, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inward. 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Reverse. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. So we've done 3 rounds of those exercises there. If you'd like to go back to the timestamp where I started this round of exercises, you can do another 3 of those exercises together. But we're going to move on to the last 2 exercises that you're going to finish on today in this session of programming. And so we're going to go over to the wall and we're going to do wall sissy squats. Now this is a progression from what we were doing with the quad extension on the mat and the band. So I'm going to keep my knees and my shoulders and everything in between locked in position I'm going to come up onto my toes, and I'm going to use the wall, and I'm going to bend my knees and do what's called a sissy squat, aiming to drive my knees towards the wall. Beauty is using the wall will be very helpful to maintain our upright position. Good. I'm going to do this 30 times, but I'm just going to do it 10 times to show you what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep my heels elevated throughout the entire time. You can break up your 30 reps as much as you need. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Cool. So I want you doing 30 reps of that. After you've done your 30 reps of wall sissy squats, you're going to stretch your head to toe. So the aim is to try and get your head towards your toe. Now that is a very long and difficult strength and mobility range to access, but that's simply why we say try to get your head towards your toe. So going to put your foot in a dorsiflexion position. This leg I want to try and keep straight. I want to try and keep my hips underneath and pull them back under my body. Then I'm going to bounce 30 times, trying to get my head towards my toe rather than my head to my knee. Hopefully I didn't talk into my chest and you were able to hear everything I was saying. So 1, 2, 3. These should be uncomfortable. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you can use a lot of different things to get your foot up in that dorsiflexion position. It can be a stack of books, it can be a weight plate, it can be a dumbbell or something, or a kettlebell. Just as long as you've got something to hold your foot upright, so it increases the demand of the stretch through the back of your leg. Finishing with the last of these 30 bounces. So 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Cool. So you can finish with those 2 exercises. So for the first round of exercises, we had the bench squat and Jefferson curls, both with 5 reps, and we wanted to do that with 5 sets of exercises. We then had the band quad flexion, we had the shoulder rotations, we had hanging, and we had knee circles. And I was hoping you'd get either between 5 and 6 sets of those work done. And then for this last one, if you can get 2 rounds of the 30 sissy wall squats and the 30 bounces of head to toe, then you're all done. Okay, hopefully that's all good with the stream and you followed the instructions well. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for Gary, who's hidden over here.
I'm heading over here, hidden over here now. Thank you very much.
There you go. See? Gary's always working in the background. He's known as the G-Man. Oh, Half-Life reference.
Thank you everyone. We'll catch you next week on Tuesday.
All right, see you guys.